Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and today I will be sharing a spread that I created for the leap year. I didn't realise that 2020 was a leap year until I was looking on the calendar on the weekend and thinking, hang on, how come there's 29 days in February? So I decided I would create a spread for the leap year. So the deck that I will be using is the beautiful Phalakos Tarot. And the first question is, what do I need to jump into this leap year? Now, actually, this is the second time I started the video, so this card is the one that popped out. So this is the Five of Coral, which is the Five of Cups. So what do I need to jump into this leap year? So for me, because she's playing the violin and has got her eyes closed in ecstasy, there's a bit of a jumpy kind of like a tidal wave there. So I'm thinking what I need to dive into is my creativity. I've become a little bit lethargic in this area in my life. I haven't been colouring in. There's a lot of things that I haven't done for a while. But when I was on my break from YouTube, I sort of got stuck back into that. So I'm creating something that I will share later. Actually, there's a couple of things that I'm creating at the moment. And I also, I need to, and that's what I did actually. I need to really go deep within myself and see what type of creativity is calling out to me, and it's something completely different. It's not something that I have done before actually. I have kind of done it in one way, but not in the two other things that I'm creating at the moment. I haven't done before. So it looks like that I've started off on the right foot by the Five of Cups. I've taken that lethargy of my creativity and I've dived back into it, and I'm really thinking about things. And this wave actually, oh, it's on the other side, isn't it? Is actually represents my creativity is rising back up again, because I've gone within, I've shut my eyes. The time that I was away from YouTube, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and so this is actually a perfect card to come up for that particular position. So the second one is, what do I bring to leave behind? Hang on. What do I need to leave behind this leap year? What do I need to leave behind this leap year? What do I need? Oops, oh, they're jumpy. Oh, there we go. That one popped right up. What do I need to... Oh, this is interesting. So I've got the Three of Coral, which is the Three of Cups. What do I need to leave behind? Now, if I was a partying person, I would say I need to leave behind partying. But having a look at that, all of these people are playing musical instruments but one. So I've got someone up the top that's playing beating the drum, her own drum. I've got the accordion down there, and the first one was the violin. So basically what I need to leave behind this year is perhaps following other people, and not really following other people, but following the ways that so I've been really focused on my spirituality. So it's really forging my own path. It's really putting behind three things spiritually in my life. Now that's not making sense. How can I explain it? I know what I want to say, but trying to get it out is a different thing again, isn't it? So basically, I think it's following the beat of my own drum. There you go. That's what I'm trying to get out. So definitely following the beat of my own drum, following my own music, and celebrating myself and how I celebrate my spirituality. So I've been very connected to the goddess. I've also been connecting with other types of gods. And I have been doing another course with Elizabeth Harper on connecting with your intuition, which is a free course. And it's really about, this year is going to be about celebrating me. It's not going to be about anybody else. It's going to be all about me these next 4 years. And in that I mean by my creativity, by my spirituality. It's really following with the beat of my own drum. And the funny thing is, I did say this in my previous video, that I'm in the process of wanting to buy a drum. And so it's interesting that's come. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of drums lately, so it's obviously that's something that I need to do. So that's what I need to leave behind this year, is not follow sort of the mainstream type of things. I need to follow the beat of my own drum, if that makes sense. Actually, the cards look really nice together too. They sort of flow in very nicely together. And now the third position is, what will I learn this year? Oh, that one come up straight away. What will I learn this year? Oh, this is really, really interesting, this card, and I'll tell you why. I've got the King of Spirals. Note the antlers on the head. So with this free intuition course that I'm doing with Elizabeth Harper, who's an absolutely wonderful lady, does a lot of things for free. And one of the first exercises that we did when we meditated was ask ourselves a question. So my question was, why am I so attracted to the runes? Because, you know, as you all know, I made my rune set over 20 years ago, and it's only since Nina did that starting 2020 with the runes that we all did. I did the crystals and she did the runes, that I thought, you know, I should really take them out and use them, and they've really been calling to me. As soon as I said that, I saw a Viking standing in front of a forest of pine trees. Now, it wasn't so much the antlers on the head. The interesting thing was, on the side of his head, of this guy, I saw more like curly horns. Now, we all know that the Vikings, well, maybe you don't, the Vikings didn't actually have horned helmets on their head. Okay, that was just something that they put on. So, but I saw much like the ram, which I actually am an Aries as well. I just realized that as soon as I said that. So I think for me, why am I attracted? I'm attracted to the fire of it. I'm diving into my fiery energy of the Aries, because all my life I've never felt like an Aries. I'm born on the 23rd of March is my birth date, so I'm on the cusp, I think, of Pisces and Aries. And I've always read the Pisces star signs when I did bother to read them, because they sort of were more relevant to me. But it looks like now with my creativity, I'm tapping into, at nearly 54 years of age, I'm finally tapping into the fiery energy of my Aries nature. So at first when I saw this figure, as soon as I asked that question, I was thinking, the first thing that crossed my mind, that it was a past lover in a past life of mine. The look of intensity on his face, I can still picture it so clearly in my mind's eye, and he had really like them furry type of clothing on, you know, like it was all like that type of fur, not the fluffy fur, but long brown type of a fur. It was kind of weird. So that's the first thing that crossed my mind. Maybe it was a past lover. Now I know my now husband and I have been in past lives together, but this guy was completely different. And then I thought, well, maybe it's actually an actual God that wants me, that I need to tap into the masculinity side of the gods now, because I've always been very much a goddess type of I'm very in touch with the goddess, but maybe I need to touch now more on the masculine side. And because I'm diving deep into my Aries nature, the fiery energy of it, and I know I am stubborn, I do admit to that, maybe it's time to do it. And then to have this card come up, so this is what I'm thinking, that the next 4 years I'm going to be tapping into the more masculine side of the gods. Perhaps this guy, this man that I saw in my meditation, could be a god, so it could have been a past lover as well, but it was very, very intensely. And I have been Googling Viking gods, but there's nothing that really comes, you know, doing this, I only done a very basic search, but nothing really comes to mind. I can't see any gods that in any way look like this gentleman that I actually saw. So it's very, very interesting that this card actually came up. Very rugged, very, you know, with a beard, not a bushy beard, but just a, you know, a beard, very intense eyes, very alert, but in a pine forest, in front of a pine forest, really huge, tall trees. So it's very interesting to get this card. Awesome. Okay, so number 4 is, what should I focus on for the next 4 years? What should I focus on for the next 4 years? Oh, I've got 2 cards that popped up for that. It's always the way. So the first one that came up, oh, interesting, was the Queen of Cups. Note the beautiful cat. And then the second one was the 7 of Cups, so the 7 of coral. So the cups in this particular one is coral. Now what strikes me about this, and I haven't got the book right next to me, of course, it's always the way, but I've actually been I've actually got a book. Actually, I've got the little I've got Animal Speak runes that I've just bought because I've always loved reading Nina's readings on Instagram when I had Instagram. So I actually brought the runes, but I've also brought the Animal Wise book, which is absolutely huge. And in it there's exercises about getting in touch with your spiritual animals. Now I'm not going to go too much into this because there's another video I've got in mind that I'm going to touch on this a little bit more. So I find it interesting that there's lots of different animals actually in this. You know, there's a couple of different birds in there, there's some fish, you know, it's really, and then the little writing on the bottom has got here soul requirements, so that has a meaning as well. And then of course with the Queen of Cups, and you all know that I had a beautiful black cat for 22 years, and we are very, very much in touch spiritually. Like, you know, I have message from her, as I do with Oscar, all the time. You wouldn't believe, even now when I go, you know, because we miss him quite a lot, and sometimes it comes quite intense, and every time it does, I find a dog hair. Even now to this, you know, I found a beautiful long dog hair on top of my bedside table the other day, on top of my lamp. So what will I learn? What should I focus on for the next 4 years? That's right. So basically, for me, the Queen of Cups is very much focusing on my intuition and the creativity that is starting to flow out of me once more. That has been a little bit blocked. There's a lot of red around her as well. So there's the fire. So I've got to marry up the fire and the water energies, because one of the things that came out is that I needed to work with the element of water, but fire is starting to come up as well. So I need to make sure that I don't quench my fire by working with the element of water. I also feel just drinking in the image here. So that's what I need to focus on. Yeah, that's what I need to focus on. It's interesting because this is 1, 2, 3. This is 4 cup cards that have come out for me. So it looks like I will be making a lot of informed choices when you look at that. You know, almost looking like out of a porthole, isn't it? We're making a lot of informed choices. I've also been having a lot of strange dreams lately as well. So I quite like that. What I need to what should I focus on is definitely my my dreams, my intuition, my emotions, my fire. I need to, you know, marry them together pretty well. I won't keep on going on and on, so I don't want to bore you all. So number 5 is, what steps should I take to achieve this focus for the next 4 years? So what steps should I take to achieve this focus? Oh, that one come up straight away. Oh, beautiful. And it marries in actually to the 5 of Cups. This is the 6 again, another cup card. 6 of Coral, the 6 of Cups. What always strikes me about this is that like the clown nose on the actual on the male figure here, and it's like he's taken off. If you look at that, he's taken off her nose so he can lean in and kiss her. So the 6 of Cups is obviously that I need to honor what I have learned in the past on my spirituality and just in life in general, but I also need to keep it in the past, not to focus so much on the past that it interferes with my future and what I need to do for the next 4 years. So while it's fine to have some type of nostalgia, I need to not focus on the past. So I've learned my lessons well and I won't forget them, but I also need to let it go and just focus on what I need to focus this year, I suppose is the best way to put it. And then the 6th and the final position is called Something Unexpected from Spirit this leap year, because I always love to have a position that relates to spirit. So something unexpected from Spirit this year. Oh, sorry, this leap year. No, that's too many. I do apologise for the bird. I forgot to shut the bedroom door there, the office door. So something unexpected from Spirit this leap year. There we go. Oh, wow. Wow. The King of Wings. So the King of Swords. Have a look at that. Look at the different coloured eyes. Always reminds me of David Bowie a bit, this, bless his soul, this particular card. So something unexpected from Spirit this year. And what strikes me is the different coloured eyes. If you look, there's one blue and there's one yellow. So it's almost like it's the water and the fire element. And I need to marry them together. And this is the unexpected. But I also am very struck, as I was saying, when I saw that vision of that Viking type man. But have a look at on the sides of the up there. I know they're birds, but it's almost like the actual almost like the ram horns type of, you know, if I could only draw and put a sketch up of what I saw, it'd be so awesome. But because these are birds and not the ram horns, so this is telling me that I need not to be stubborn, that I need to let my emotions fly, you know, I need to let my thoughts fly. Perhaps I need to meditate more because I've let that lapse. So I need to meditate more so I can really touch in with these elements. But to me, this is really telling me how also that I need to work, you know, more with the masculine side, more with the gods. Yeah, of course I'll always be with the goddess, always, but I also need to work more with the gods as well, and to you know, work with these two elements, make sure that they work together, that my emotions don't put out my fire and that my fire doesn't burn away my emotions as well. So I really need to be balanced these next 4 years. I need to strike a balance between what I want to do, what I want to create, what I want to achieve in so many areas. So there you have it. That's my spread for the leap year of 2020. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do a video response, please let me know. I would love to watch it. I've been really enjoying coming back on YouTube. I've missed you all. Until next time, this is Tracy.